let's take care of business here, solving for x. So here what we see going on is we have 3 multiplied by the group 6x plus 9 and the group or parentheses. And then we have plus 9 again, and then equals 126. So be very careful here, because what I notice is that we don't have this 9 on the other side that's on this side. We have one variable, which is good, but we have this parentheses here that we can definitely take care of. Now, we can take care of this parentheses in 2 ways. Dividing all terms by 3, which you got to be careful, and remember that this is going to be divided by as well. Or we can go ahead and play the safe route and just distribute the 3 and take care of business one step at a time. I'll do both. I will do both. But first, I will begin with the distribution method. So here we go. If I were to distribute, remember that you distribute to everything within the parentheses. So this would be 3 times 6x and 3 times the 9. So here, 3 times 6x will give us 18x. 3 multiplied by 9 gives us 27. And then we bring everything else back in. So the plus 9 and then the 126. So now that we're here, what I can do now is I can combine some terms together. I clearly see that we have a 27 and a 9 that we can bring together. And everybody, what's 27 and 9 added together? What's that going to be? Combine those and we end up getting 18x plus 36. Yeah, there we go. And now this just becomes another regular old equation. So we just had to distribute the 3 first, making sure that we only did it to the terms inside the parentheses and not to the 9 that was sitting there just chilling. Okay? So once we did that, then we can combine the 27 and 9 to get the 36. And now we just continue by subtracting 36 on both sides. Cancels out on the left, leaving us with 18x equals, and this is going to be 90. And the last step here is dividing both sides by 18. And we're done. 90 divided by 18 is the same thing as what? We can divide both by 9. And that ends up giving 10 divided by 2, which is 5. So cool. We can absolutely do it that way. We can get x equals 5 like that. And let me go ahead and show you, as promised, what we would do if we were to just straight up divide from the very beginning. So let me show you over here. I'm going to move this over. And what I'm going to do is show you what's going to happen here. I'm going to divide both sides by 3. This is what that would look like. If we went ahead and divided all sides or all terms by 3, this is how it would look. And so what would happen is we would divide and cancel out here, leaving us with the 6x plus 9. This part over here, 9 divided by 3, quickly everybody answer that for me. 9 divided by 3 gives us what? Yeah, that'll just be 3. So we'll just do plus 3. And then 126 divided by 3, what'll that be, everybody? 120 divided by 3 would be 40. 6 divided by 3 is 2. So that would be 42. If we knew our mental math, just fairly quickly enough, that's what we would get. You can check with your, paper and pencil. But now that we're here, we can add the 9 and the 3 together, and that gives us 6x plus 12. And look at the rest of the solution. The rest of this is actually pretty straightforward. Once we, got that fraction out of the way, now we can just complete this by subtracting 12 on both sides, which gives us 6x equals 30, and then divide by 6 on both sides to give us x equals 5. Again, the same correct answer could have been done with some mental math, could have saved us some time, but regardless, both of these methods are correct and they both work. All right, coming into this next question here, we seem to have a triple ratio question, but that's not going to distract us from, performing the right way, especially in the beginning. We're going to start by reading the question sentence first, and it says, if there are 150 members in total, how many juniors are there? Okay, sounds good. So let's highlight that again. Again, we have 150 members total. How many juniors? So if I write that down, I want to make sure I get that proper comparison, the comparison that I want, which is the total number of members. Again, 150 total. And then how many juniors? So boom, those two right there, that's my comparison. And now what I'll do is just try to make sure that we compare the same things in the same way. I want my ratio here on the left to be total over juniors. And then on the right side, again, I want total over juniors. I see right here that I'm given 150 in total. Well, boom, right there. I'm looking for the number of juniors, so I'll put a J right there. Next, on the right side, we again need to compare the same things in the same way. Total on top, juniors on bottom. And when we go ahead and take a look at the ratio we're given right here, we notice that we are given the ratio 4, 5, and 6, which is going to be juniors, seniors, and veterans. Juniors, seniors, veterans, 4, 5, 6. So which of these numbers are we going to use? Well, we're going to use the 4 because the 4 matches up with juniors. However, we're not going to use the 5 or the 6 for the top part. We need total. We don't have total yet, but we can get total by adding up the parts. That's the biggest key. If we do that, we get 4 plus 5 is 9. 9 plus 6 is going to be 15. So we have 15 for the total. And now we're good to go. Because if we compare the same things in the same way, we actually don't need to spend time cross-multiplying and dividing. I noticed very straightforward, very clearly here from the beginning, that I can go from 15 to 150 in a times 10 relationship, which will be the same as 4 to the answer, times 10 relationship. 4 times 10 gives us 40, so the number of juniors is 40. And there we go. The proper correct answer here is answer choice C. So here we are with the next question. We have simplify the following expression and find the coefficient of x squared. Okay, sounds good. So what this means here, everybody, is simplify. So, open any or break down any parentheses, combine any like terms. And then at the end of the day, we're focusing specifically, pay attention, on the x squared. So luckily for us, we're only dealing with x squared. So all we really need to do here is just combine these terms. So if you are not a fan of working with negative numbers, this is where this problem comes, just a little harder than typically. Because if you're already at negative 14, everybody, let me just use a little number line here. Let's say this is 0, this is negative 5, negative 10, and let's say this is negative 14. If we're already at negative 14, everybody, and we're subtracting 5, which direction are we going from here? More negative or towards the positive? Which way are we going? More negative or towards the positive direction? Yeah, we're getting more negative. So if we're already negative by 14, going back another 5, that's going to land us at negative 19. Negative 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. This is that negative 5 right there. So boom. Remember, everybody, if you're struggling with negative values, work on it because they're not going to go away. And getting a problem like this correct, that's easy money, right? And we want it to feel that way, not just with this one, but with the tougher ones as well. So there we go. This one, the correct answer is answer choice A, negative 19.